There is a law of life. What you hold on to, holds on to you. If you desire freedom, peace, and abundance, begin with quiet elimination. These are the weights you must release. 1. Doubt. It blocks the door of opportunity. Faith opens it. 2. Negative speech. Every careless word shapes your tomorrow. Guard your tongue. 3. Envy. It steals your joy and blinds you to your own blessings. 4. Fear. The great paralyzer. Replace it with trust in divine order. 5. Complaining. It multiplies what you resist. Gratitude dissolves lack. 6. Comparison. No two souls walk the same path. Measure only against your growth. 7. Self-Condemnation. Forgiveness to self is the gateway to progress. 8. Toxic company. Vibration is contagious. Seek those who lift, not drain. 9. Clutter. The outer reflects the inner. Clear space to welcome new supply. 10. Procrastination. Delay is a thief of destiny. Act in faith now. 11. Worry. It imagines shadows that never come. Rest in assurance that all is well. Quietly eliminate these, not with noise, but with steady resolve. Life does not shout, it responds. When you release what diminishes you, divine supply rushes in to fill the empty space. Life is a mirror. It reflects faithfully what you carry in thought, word, and spirit. Every fear, every belief, every unspoken assumption is echoed back to you by the circumstances of your life. If you wish for a new reflection, you must change the image you hold within. Quiet elimination is the key. There are certain weights that cling to the soul, keeping it heavy, clouded, and restless. When you release them, silently and without spectacle, your path clears and light returns. The first is doubt. Doubt is the fog that blocks your sight of the open road. It whispers that you cannot, that you will fail, that the promise waiting for you is not yours. Doubt is a thief that steals before you even reach for your treasure. Faith, however, is certainty in what is unseen but assured. Faith does not beg, it claims. When doubt arises, answer it with firm declaration that good is already yours. Eliminate doubt, and the mirror will reflect confidence back to you. The second is negative speech. Every word spoken is a seed. The soil of life does not choose which to grow, it simply receives and produces. When you complain, when you curse your own path, when you declare lack, the soil brings forth more of the same. Many live in harvests of their own careless words. Train your tongue to align with your vision. Speak life, speak abundance, speak harmony. Quietly stop the habit of harmful speech, and you will watch the field of your life blossom with fresh supply. The third is envy. Envy binds your vision to what others possess and blinds you to your own gifts. It is a chain that keeps your eyes turned outward, always comparing, never rejoicing. Envy says, I do not have enough, but gratitude says, I have all I need and more is coming. When you release envy, you open the way for your unique blessings to arrive without obstruction. The mirror of life cannot reflect abundance to one who continually declares lack through jealousy. Eliminate envy and see the riches already unfolding before you. The fourth is fear. Fear is the great paralyzer. It speaks of shadows that have no power except the power you lend them. Fear paints pictures of defeat long before the battle begins, yet fear cannot stand in the presence of trust. When you anchor yourself in divine order, when you declare that all things are unfolding for your highest good, fear dissolves. It loses its grip. Quietly remove fear from your life by refusing to entertain it. What you starve dies. What you feed grows. Choose to feed courage, and the reflection will be opportunities that match your boldness. The fifth is complaining. Complaining is the sound of resistance. It reinforces the very condition you wish to escape. Each complaint is an agreement with lack, an echo that multiplies itself. Gratitude is its opposite. Gratitude softens the heart, shifts perception, and magnetizes more to be thankful for. Eliminate complaining without needing to announce it. Simply refuse to give it voice. Your silence in complaint becomes music in gratitude, and the mirror will soon reflect abundance instead of lack. The sixth is comparison. No two journeys are the same, and no two souls carry the same design. Comparison weakens your spirit because it tells you that you are behind when, in truth, you are exactly where you need to be. It blinds you to the divine timing of your own path. Quietly step away from measuring yourself against others. Focus on your own unfolding. The mirror will reflect progress the moment you stop discrediting your own growth. The seventh is self-condemnation. Many forgive others but remain harsh judges of themselves. To condemn yourself is to declare you are unworthy of good. But life mirrors belief, and unworthiness cannot draw blessings. Forgiveness is the release that sets you free. Speak kindly to yourself. Affirm your worth daily. Remove the habit of tearing yourself down. As you do, you will find the mirror reflecting new doors, new allies, and new strength. The eighth is toxic company. The company you keep is not neutral. Every soul carries a vibration, and constant exposure will influence your own. If you walk among the bitter, you will feel bitterness rise. If you surround yourself with faith-filled voices, your own faith strengthens. You need not make loud departures. Simply quietly step away from what drains you. Choose instead to walk with those who lift you. Life will mirror the energy of your circle. The ninth is clutter. Your outer world reflects your inner state. When your environment is filled with what you no longer need, it signals attachment, fear of release, and a lack of trust in fresh supply. Clearing physical clutter is an act of faith. It is saying, I release the old, trusting that the new will arrive. Quietly remove what no longer serves you, and you will feel both space and spirit lighten. The 10th is procrastination. Procrastination is the silent thief of destiny. It whispers, later, until later becomes never. Every delayed step postpones the good that waits for you. The moment of power is always now. Small, consistent action in faith builds momentum. Quietly eliminate procrastination by choosing movement today, however simple. Life mirrors action with reward, but it cannot respond to hesitation. The 11th is worry. Worry is wasted imagination. It paints endless disasters that rarely come to pass while stealing the peace of the present. Worry does not change the future, it only poisons today. Trust changes the future because it aligns you with creative flow. Eliminate worry by refusing to rehearse fear. Instead, affirm that divine wisdom guides you. The mirror will soon reflect calm, order, and solutions appearing in perfect time. These are the 11 silent eliminations. They require no fanfare, no announcement, no proving to others. Quietly release them, and life will answer. For the mirror does not argue, it only reflects. When you change what you carry within, the outer picture cannot resist. It must change too. Words and thoughts are seeds. Each one carries the power to bring forth after its own kind. The soil of life does not question whether the seed is harmful or helpful, whether it is faith or fear, whether it is blessing or curse. It receives, it nurtures, and it multiplies whatever is sown. Many do not realize that their present life is the harvest of seeds planted yesterday, last year, or long ago. To change the harvest, you must change the seed. To welcome abundance, peace, and freedom, you must eliminate the weeds that choke the garden of your mind. Quiet elimination is not loud or dramatic. It is steady, consistent, and powerful. The first seed to remove is doubt. Doubt is the shadow that blocks the light of your vision. It weakens your word and cancels your prayer. Every time you say, I hope, but I am not sure, you plant uncertainty into the soil. And life, faithful to its law, brings forth uncertainty in your affairs. Replace doubt with unwavering affirmation that your good is assured. When you speak as if it is already so, life begins to mirror your certainty. The next is negative speech. Words are living forces. A complaint uttered is not harmless. It is a command that multiplies the very condition you dislike. To say, I am always unlucky, is to plant bad harvest in your own field. To speak of lack is to prepare more lack. When you remove the habit of negative speech and instead guard your tongue to declare only what uplifts, the soil produces in kind. Life brings you experiences in harmony with the words you sow. Envy must also be removed. Envy is a confession that you believe you lack what others possess. But lack is only an illusion. For what belongs to another cannot block what belongs to you. Envy chains you to a lie and blinds you to your own blessings. Quietly release envy and bless the good in others, for blessing multiplies, while envy divides. When you rejoice in another's harvest, you declare that your own is on its way. Fear is another seed that must be pulled from the garden. Fear paralyzes, fear shrinks, fear imagines the worst, and then feeds upon your imagination. What you continually picture, you begin to magnetize. Fear is a misuse of creative power. Replace fear with trust in divine order, for trust opens doors that fear closes. As you eliminate fear, courage rises, and life responds with opportunities that match your boldness. Complaining is another destructive seed. Each complaint is an agreement with struggle. To complain is to affirm the permanence of what you dislike. Gratitude, however, is the seed of increase. When you thank life for what is good, more good appears. Eliminate complaint, not with force, but with quiet refusal to give it voice. Begin each day with thanks, and you will see the soil of life quicken under your feet. Comparison is another thief in the garden of the mind. To measure yourself against others is to dishonor your own unique path. No two lives are meant to unfold alike. When you compare, you plant inferiority or superiority, both of which are poisons. Quietly stop the habit of measuring against others. Water your own seed. Nurture your own soil. The reflection of life will mirror your growth when you cease to belittle it by comparison. Self-condemnation is another root that chokes the spirit. To continually criticize yourself, to replay mistakes and call yourself unworthy, is to plant thorns in your own path. Forgiveness is the release that clears the way. Speak kindly to yourself. Declare that every step has prepared you for greater good. Eliminate self-condemnation, and you will discover strength rising where once there was shame. Toxic company is another seed that must be cleared. Every soul carries an atmosphere, and constant exposure shapes your own. To walk daily with bitterness, gossip, or despair is to plant those seeds in your own soil. Without quarrel, without noise, quietly step away. Choose companions whose presence strengthens your faith, for life reflects the company you keep. Clutter is not only physical but spiritual. An environment filled with what you no longer need reflects a mind clinging to the past. Clear space, and you declare to life that you are ready for the new. Remove what is no longer useful. Each act of release becomes a seed of trust, and life responds with fresh supply. Procrastination is another seed that delays harvest. The soil of life cannot bring forth from seeds never planted. Waiting until tomorrow is a habit that robs you of today's opportunity. Action, even in small steps, is faith in motion. Eliminate procrastination by choosing movement in the present moment. As you act now, life mirrors that boldness with progress and reward. Worry is the last seed to eliminate. Worry is faith inverted. It imagines failure instead of success, loss instead of gain, fear instead of peace. To worry is to continually plant thorns and then wonder why your path is painful. Release worry by affirming that all is unfolding in perfect time. Trust that wisdom is guiding every detail. As you eliminate worry, peace grows, and the reflection in life becomes calm order and unexpected solutions. The seeds you plant today will be your harvest tomorrow. Sow faith, gratitude, courage, and kindness. Quietly eliminate doubt, fear, complaint, envy, comparison, self-condemnation, toxic company, clutter, procrastination, and worry. Sow only what you wish to see multiplied, and the mirror of life cannot fail. It will return the harvest in kind. Silent elimination is powerful. What you release without noise, without explanation, without display, reshapes your life in ways far greater than loud declarations ever could. True transformation does not need an audience. It is the quiet refusal to keep carrying what diminishes you. It is the hidden clearing of the soul that no one sees, but everyone feels when they encounter your new atmosphere. When you silently remove the weights, life itself shifts to mirror the change within. There is doubt, the first shadow that must go. Doubt whispers weakness into your spirit, steals the strength from your word, and clouds the clarity of your vision. Every prayer wrapped in doubt is divided, and a divided seed cannot bear fruit. Silent elimination of doubt means no longer entertaining its questions, no longer rehearsing its fears. You need not announce it, simply starve it by refusing to feed it. When doubt is gone, faith takes its place, and faith commands life to open. There is also the poison of negative speech. Words, whether spoken loudly or muttered in passing, shape your tomorrow. Many imagine they are harmless when they complain, curse, or speak of lack, but every syllable is a seed. The soil of life does not forget. It reproduces faithfully. Quietly eliminate negative speech by withdrawing the energy that once gave it life. Train your lips to speak of good, even when the evidence is not yet before you. Soon the mirror of life will reflect the blessing your words have sown. Envy is another silent thief. It eats the heart, keeps the eye fixed on others, and blinds the soul to its own inheritance. Envy is a confession of disbelief that life holds enough for you. To envy is to declare that supply is limited, but supply is infinite. When you silently release envy, when you choose to bless another's good without comparison, you align yourself with the same law that brought it to them. The more you rejoice in the abundance of others, the faster abundance finds its way to you. Fear must also be erased. Fear paralyzes the will, whispers defeat before the battle begins, and casts dark pictures across the canvas of the mind. What you picture long enough, you begin to magnetize. Fear is not an enemy outside. It is a seed inside, and it grows when watered. Quiet elimination means refusing to replay fearful images, refusing to speak fearful words, refusing to let fear become the loudest voice. As you silently starve it, courage rises, and life answers with open roads that once seemed blocked. Complaining is another habit that multiplies itself. Each complaint is an agreement with lack, a declaration that struggle is permanent. Complaining adds weight to what you resist, while gratitude dissolves it. You do not need to announce that you have stopped complaining. You simply stop. Quietly replace complaint with thanksgiving. Begin to speak softly of what is good, and soon the atmosphere shifts. Life cannot resist gratitude. It rushes to meet it with increase. Comparison is a subtle chain. To measure yourself against another is to dishonor the design of your own journey. Each soul walks a path carved uniquely, and no two are meant to mirror each other. When you compare, you plant inferiority or pride, both of which distort vision. Quiet elimination means turning your gaze back to your own soil, tending your own seed, and trusting that your harvest will arrive in its perfect season. The moment comparison dies, peace returns. Self-condemnation is another weight too many carry. They forgive others but live as their own harshest judge. To condemn yourself is to speak curses over your own path, to chain yourself to mistakes already gone. Life cannot reflect freedom to one who continually declares bondage. Quiet elimination of self-condemnation means choosing forgiveness, speaking gently to yourself, declaring worthiness even when you feel unworthy. As this voice of judgment fades, strength and renewal rise to take its place. There is also the influence of toxic company. Atmosphere is contagious. You cannot walk daily among bitterness, gossip, or despair and remain untouched. Every conversation is a seed, and repeated exposure plants weeds in your spirit. Silent elimination does not require loud departures, explanations, or arguments. It simply means withdrawing your presence from what poisons you and giving your company instead to what uplifts. Life mirrors the company you keep, and when you shift your circle, you shift your reflection. Clutter must also be released. A crowded room, a crowded desk, a crowded closet all speak of a crowded mind. What you cling to outwardly reveals what you fear to release inwardly. Silent elimination of clutter is a declaration of trust, that you believe fresh supply will always come. As you release what no longer serves, both your spirit and your environment feel lighter, and new provision flows in without obstruction. Procrastination is another thief that must be dismissed. It waits, delays, and promises tomorrow while robbing today. Every action postponed is a seed never planted, and without seed, no harvest comes. Quiet elimination of procrastination means choosing action now, even small steps. It means deciding that today is enough, that you need not wait until all is perfect. Life meets movement with movement, but it cannot answer hesitation. Worry is the last to be eliminated. Worry is wasted energy, faith in the wrong direction. It imagines endless disasters, rehearses failures, and creates storms that never arrive. Worry drains today without changing tomorrow. Silent elimination of worry is not loud resistance, it is quiet trust. It is the soft yet steady choice to believe that all is unfolding in divine order, even when you cannot see the plan. As worry dies, peace grows, and peace attracts solutions in their perfect time. Silent elimination is powerful because it shifts the root, not just the surface. It does not seek applause. It does not demand recognition. It does not draw attention. It is the unseen clearing that changes everything seen. Life is always reflecting what is carried within, and when you quietly release what no longer serves you, the mirror cannot resist. It must give back a new image, brighter, freer, and filled with the harvest of better seeds. Clearing makes room for abundance. Life cannot fill hands that are already clinging to what no longer serves. The law is simple. When you release, you invite. When you create space, supply rushes in. Many wait for blessings to arrive while holding tightly to doubt, fear, clutter, and habits that block the flow. But life mirrors the state of your spirit. A crowded soul has no room for the new. Quiet elimination, the gentle yet decisive clearing of what hinders, opens the way for good to appear. The first clearing is doubt. Doubt is a shadow that hides opportunity. It whispers weakness and paints failure before you begin. Every time you dwell in doubt, you close the very door you are asking life to open. Quietly eliminate doubt by choosing trust, even when no evidence appears. Faith is the seed that calls unseen things into being. When you clear doubt, abundance finds space to enter. Negative speech must also be removed. Words carry power. Each is a seed that shapes the harvest of tomorrow. Complaints, curses, and declarations of lack are not empty. They are commands the soil of life fulfills. A tongue trained in negativity builds walls against prosperity. Quietly withdraw from harmful speech. Speak only what you desire to see multiplied. Clearing careless words is like weeding a garden. Soon new life grows without obstruction. Envy is another obstacle that clogs the flow. Envy says, "I am lacking because another has." It blinds you to your own inheritance and shrinks your vision. But life is limitless. What belongs to another does not diminish what is promised to you. Quietly release envy. Bless the abundance you see in others, for blessing multiplies. As you clear envy from your heart, your own blessings begin to bloom. Fear must also be removed. Fear paralyzes, shrinks, and invents disasters that rarely come. It keeps you walking in circles instead of stepping forward. Fear is wasted imagination, and imagination is the soil of creation. Quiet elimination of fear is not loud resistance. It is steady trust. Each time fear speaks, answer with the calm assurance that life is unfolding in order. As fear clears, courage rises, and courage draws abundance near. Complaining blocks the flow as well. To complain is to agree with lack, to reinforce what you resist. Every complaint is a seed of struggle. Gratitude, its opposite, is a seed of increase. You need not announce your silence. Simply cease to feed the habit. Quietly eliminate complaint and replace it with thanksgiving. Even a whisper of gratitude creates an opening, and abundance quickly fills it. Comparison is another subtle clutter. No two paths are meant to be identical. To measure yourself against another is to declare your own journey insufficient. This dishonors your progress and disrupts your peace. Quietly stop comparing. Focus instead on your own growth, your own harvest, your own timing. When comparison clears, contentment flows, and contentment opens the door to more. Self-condemnation must be cleared as well. Many forgive others, but continually accuse themselves. To condemn yourself is to declare you unworthy of good, and life mirrors belief. Silent elimination of self-condemnation is forgiveness extended inward. It is the gentle practice of affirming your worth, even when you feel unworthy. Clear the voice of judgment, and space opens for strength, renewal, and unexpected blessings. Toxic company is another weight. The voices you allow close to you shape your own atmosphere. To sit daily among bitterness, gossip, or defeat is to invite those seeds into your soil. Silent elimination does not require conflict or noise. Simply step back, reduce exposure, and seek company that strengthens your faith. When you clear draining influences, you create space for uplifting connections that carry abundance. Clutter, both outward and inward, must also be cleared. A crowded home reflects a crowded spirit. To keep what is no longer useful signals fear that nothing new will come. Quietly release what you do not need. Let go of objects that hold you to the past. With each act of release, you affirm your trust in supply. As you clear space, new provision rushes in, often in forms you could not imagine before. Procrastination is another form of inner clutter. It stacks unfinished tasks, dreams postponed, and decisions delayed until they weigh on the spirit. To put off action is to delay your own abundance. Quiet elimination of procrastination means choosing one step today, however small. Clearing delay makes space for movement, and movement invites reward. Worry, too, must be removed. Worry drains the present and creates shadows that rarely manifest. It clutters the mind with endless what-ifs, stealing the peace required for clarity. Quiet elimination of worry is not done through force, but through trust. It is choosing to believe that life is guided, that every detail is in order, that you need not rehearse disasters. As worry clears, peace flows in, and peace prepares the ground for abundance. Clearing makes room for abundance, because abundance cannot dwell where fear, doubt, envy, and clutter have taken root. Each quiet elimination is an opening, each release a doorway. Life rushes to fill emptiness with good. You need not announce it, defend it, or prove it. Simply clear what no longer serves, and in the silence that follows, abundance appears. When you release what no longer serves, you do not lose, you make space to gain. Life is never empty. It always fills the vessel prepared for it. Quiet elimination is not a loss but a preparation, not an ending but a beginning. The mirror of life waits for the image you hold within, and every thought, word, and act of release paints that image anew. Clear the shadows, remove the weight, let go of the noise, and watch how swiftly the tide turns. What once seemed withheld comes rushing in, for abundance was always waiting at the door. It only required room to enter.